Hi, this is Venice Beach in California. This bike over here is called the Star Bolt, but I'm on the launch of the Yamaha XV950R.
At first sight, it seems that Yamaha have developed this simple compact V-twin cruiser as a direct rival to Harley-Davidson's Sportster. But there's more to the XV than that. Yamaha have also built it to tap into the modern custom bike scene, which is centred on cut-down bobbers and cafe races, many of them built around Japanese singles and twins from the 1970s and 80s. Now Yamaha are aiming to take a piece of that action with the XV. Its engine is the air-cooled V-twin from the Midnight Star Cruiser, but this new bike is very different, shorter, lighter and less shiny. It comes in two versions, the standard model and the XV950R. The R has green or grey paintwork with a stripe on the tank instead of the basic black or white. It also has a more elaborate seat cover and remote reservoir shocks. The 942cc single overhead cam V-twin is shared by both models and is mechanically unchanged from Midnight Star spec. Intake and exhaust changes combine to reduce the peak output by a couple of horsepower to 51 horsepower, while increasing the maximum torque figure by a similarly smaller amount. I set off from Venice Beach on the R model. Its wide bars, low seat and even lower centre of gravity help make it very easy to flick through the traffic. Peak torque comes at just 3000 RPM, so there's little need to use the 5-speed gearbox. On the highway, the Yamaha rumbled along happily at 60 miles an hour, keeping plenty in hand for effortless overtaking. The 60-degree V-twin is solidly mounted and has no balancer shaft. Yamaha's engineers have done their sums right because there's just enough vibration to add some character, but not so much that it gets annoying. Straight line performance is pretty good, with reasonably strong acceleration to a top speed of about 100 miles an hour. Mind you, much of the time I didn't actually know how fast I was going because the speedometer is difficult to read in sunlight. For a cruiser, the Yamaha handles pretty well. Its tubular steel frame has no rear subframe. Instead, the rear mudguard is a self-supporting structure that holds the single saddle and removable pillion pad. It's a simple chassis with non-adjustable forks, a narrow 19-inch front wheel, twin rear shocks and a single wavy disc at each end. The bike's not particularly light at about 250 kilos with fuel, so 550 pounds, but it steers with a nicely natural feel and changes direction easily. The footrest scrape if you corner hard, but it's no worse than most cruisers in that respect. The R model has a slightly more controlled ride than the standard bike thanks to its superior shocks, though even the base bike handles well enough. It's also respectably comfortable and versatile. The tank is small at 12 litres, but that's enough for a range of about 100 miles. I found the riding position fine, although I'm tall, where one rider thought the footrests were too far back. There's a reasonable amount of stopping power from the standard single disc at front and rear. The R bike sold in most countries will have ABS, but the US spec launch bikes didn't have that. One important factor is that the price is competitive with the likes of the Harley Sportster, especially the R model, which is only slightly more expensive than the standard one, so looks like better value. But Yamaha are hoping that customers' spending won't end there. The lengthy accessory list includes a bikini fairing and a Krapovich pipe to add some performance, screen and saddlebags for tourers, and wire wheels and brass bits for a vintage look. Of course, if you buy an XV950 or Bolt, you won't be getting a genuine custom bike, however many accessories you fit. What you will be getting is a capable bike that looks good and potentially distinctive, is fun to ride and doesn't cost a fortune.